Hello and welcome back to the Fire Emblem Sacred Stone Superhard Ironman. Today we take on Chapter 5X. We leave Erica's party behind for a chapter and take control of EPHRAIM. But before we start, I would like to thank the people who have backed the channel on Patreon. The support is really appreciated and it helps me out a lot. So thank you very much for that. So, let's get out of the cutscenes and into the mission. This throne room. All too familiar. So, last time we tackled this chapter, well, I think it's fair to say, made an error. And when I say we, I mean me. I don't need to drag you guys into this. I got Orson killed. And it made the chapter much more difficult than it ever needed to be. So this time we will try and not do that. Ooh. You reach further than I thought you did, but I don't think the guy in front of the stairs moves. Okay. Hopefully Kyle goes fairly okay, because Franz has been a little rocky, to say the least. He's not had the best growth so far. Although Kyle doesn't kill either of these, so that's a bit unfortunate. I might try to set that up to be a Kyle kill using Ford. Or I could just use EPHRAIM. EPHRAIM getting experience is never a bad thing. Although, it does leave me a little wary of EPHRAIM'S health. I think I'd rather set it up using Ford. If Kyle or Ford die on this chapter, we do actually get them back, and I forgot to turn on their animations, which is annoying. Yeah, but we do get them back on Chapter 8, so it's not the end of the world if they do happen to fall here. Although, honestly, still something I would rather avoid. Really annoying that Ford can't double there with the Steel Lance. I'm going to use EPHRAIM, or Kyle can't double there with the Steel Lance, I mean to say. I'm going to give that kill over to EPHRAIM because it means we can send Kyle this way. In fact, if he max ranges Ford, I'm fairly okay with that. Let's use Orson to take out this other guy first. Let's get the easy play out of the way. So, providing we don't get Orson killed, this chapter should go a lot more smoothly than it did in the previous attempt of this challenge. And what got him killed was a Horseslayer that was nestled around here somewhere. It was a heavy spear, but that's not an issue on this chapter. Poison sword. A little bit of a concern. An iron axe, an iron sword. We're looking fairly okay. There's a fire and a chest key, and an iron axe and a chest key. But the other big thing is, if we don't get Orson killed, we should hopefully not have to use as many of the powerful tools you get on this chapter. For example, we can hopefully retain the uses of some elixirs, which would be very nice. No double there from Ford. Disappointing, but not surprising. That's annoying. No kill there either. I suppose we can use... Yeah, we can use Ford to set this one up. And give the kill over to Kyle. Claiming his first kill of the chapter. Very nice. Hefty chunks of XP for them on this level, so not complaining about that at all. That is a clean one-shot. It does use a charge of Resin Leaf, but it's okay. It is, after all, there to be used. I think I'm going to use Orson to start just sweeping out some of these enemies down here. Okay, I'm going to use the Silver Sword. A useful weapon, but nothing we need to be too conservative over. I'm happy to use it as much as we can to help with this chapter. Although if we do get any charges of it to take home with us, that would be nice. But by using the silver sword, we get rid of all of, well, this pair of enemies in one turn. Or one enemy phase, I should say. As this guy will be doubled. Orson gets a handy dodge in. Dodges are very nice because we don't actually have any way to heal. Which is why I'm trying to be so conservative over health at the minute. Okay, there is an axe user over there making his way around. Only has an iron axe to his name, nothing too much to worry about. This guy only has a short bow. There is an opportunity here to start chipping away at this guy over the wall, although he hits quite hard. So maybe not. What about this guy? Not with Ford. But what if we give that javelin to Orson? Well, that looks a lot better to me. Orson does take a chunk for his troubles, but Orson can afford to take a bit of a chunk here if it means getting rid of this mage is a little bit easier. Okay. Now, just to check, EPHRAIM doesn't get doubled by this man, right? He only has 7 speed. EPHRAIM has 11. So even if we switched over to the Steel Lance, we're actually still okay. I mean, we wouldn't double him, but that's fine. I'm okay with that being the case. Okay, and it's good to know I was right that Kyle wouldn't be able to reach that mage. Hence why I wanted to do it with EPHRAIM. Hit rate there is a little bit shaky, however. If it misses, EPHRAIM takes 6 from that guy. He has 20, so call that 21. Shrugs off 7, so 14. He does actually live. Oh, no he doesn't, because he would have to take the 6 twice. That's actually quite threatening. Might actually just let Ford soak up those hits. He should take them relatively well, although he only has 1 resistance. But that shouldn't be a concern, as long as this guy doesn't double, which he doesn't. Yeah, we should be okay to just leave that there with Kyle, I think. Oh, that's a big number. Why was that so much more than what EPHRAIM took? Oh, I made a mistake somewhere down the line. Okay, fortunately Kyle doesn't suffer for it, and I got, well, I think it's fair to say, bailed out. There. I did not correctly calculate the damage that mage would do to Kyle. Okay, with the javelin we can actually secure this kill providing it hits. And if it misses, obviously we can just leave Orson here to deal with the problem. Good. Hit number 1. Hit number 2. Let's go. Chest key? That's all good. That's not a guaranteed hit. Oh, EPHRAIM actually takes 12 from this guy. So good job we checked. Jesus. So we don't really want to do that at all. I think we just let this be Orson's problem, to be honest with you. Who has the elixirs? Okay. Ah, but we'd have to discard something, so we need to trade. We need to trade something off of Orson here. For now, we're just going to take that chest key off of him. And then retreat. Kyle is going to have to use one of those elixirs, unfortunately. But that's not too bad of a thing to have to happen. We'll keep Ford in an advanced position for now, just to sort of hold the line against this fighter if we need him to. Even Orson takes quite a chunk from that guy, but does strike back for the kill. And because of the trading we did, we don't lose that chest key, which is very nice. Okay, speaking of the chest key, actually, let's start making use of those. Get the Killer Lance over on Orson. Just going to use the elixir here. Okay. And now Kyle can crack open the chest and get the other elixir. Don't really need both elixirs over on Kyle right now, but it's okay. We can give one back to EPHRAIM next turn. So we begin to move Orson up. Use the Vulnerary on the way. And we should be all good. Slightly move EPHRAIM up. Not too much. Don't want to bite off more than we can chew. Okay, trade one of these elixirs back over to EPHRAIM just in case we need it. How does EPHRAIM fare against this man? Can double if he uses the Regin Leaf, but I don't think that's entirely necessary. Can double with a Silver Sword. What if we trade the Steel Sword over to Orson and then just pick up that... I know I said I don't mind using Orson, but I'd like to give him a couple less if that would be possible at all, although he's pretty much the only person with the capability to take these guys out, at least with any sort of, you know, consistency in there. Let's just use the Silver Sword and just get rid of him. Does feel bad for Orson to be eating up so much of this XP, but it gets us through the chapter, and that's all we really need. Although, to be fair, we got through such a massive chunk of it with Kyle, Ford, and EPHRAIM alone last time that I think it probably did sort of help with their growth to an extent. Okay. Oh, I didn't even equip the Javelin. I just moved him in holding a Steel Sword. I'm so dumb. Wait, is he in range of that Cavalier? No, okay. Brief panic. The Javelin wouldn't have even done too much there, to be fair. It just would have helped out a smidge. Okay, I think EPHRAIM's going to deal with this Archer. Again, we'll actually use the Javelin this time. Gonna yoink that Killer Lance off of Orson here. I don't think he's entirely in need of it. So the Archer goes in on EPHRAIM, who tanks the hit and misses. Wonderful. Good job, EPHRAIM. That's the kind of stuff we want to see from you. Tempted to just try and slap him with a Killer Lance, to be honest. See what the outcome is. Oh, there we go. It's the crit for Kyle. Okay. This chapter always feels very tense for me. I don't know why. Just a very... just a bit of a tricky one, really. Do you have anything threatening? Iron Sword? That's not anything threatening. That is an EPHRAIM kill if I've ever seen one, but I'd rather he heal himself up, and I'd rather he used a Vulnerary to do it. Just take the elixir off of him for now. Yeah. Move him in, equip the Regin Leaf, use the Vulnerary. That should just be a clean kill for him. As much of this EXP as possible going into the Cavs and EPHRAIM would be really nice, rather than Orson taking all of it, but we can't be too conservative with Orson either. We need to balance it out. As EPHRAIM hits level 5, gains strength and luck, and not a great level up, but strength is an important stat, so we'll hold our complaints for now. Okay, there is a tile that only that Armor Knight can reach. Now, what do you have equipped? Just an Iron Lance? Yeah, I think that's another EPHRAIM kill, personally. How much damage did you take? 6. Let's run the numbers. Let's see if that's necessary. 7 defense. 18 attack. There's no weapon triangle to factor in, so that's 11. You take this perfectly fine. And again, just move in the Cavs. Kind of want Ford to Vulnerary. Who has one? Orson does. That's fine by me. Ford's mostly used for rescue botting later in the game, but he still has, you know, combat to do. Now, just to double check, these Cavaliers can't reach, right? Nope. Okay, EPHRAIM, that is all yours. And he should take this perfectly fine. He does. Strike back and kill. Good. Okay. More XP going into our future Lord. Well, current Lord, I suppose. Okay, you reach those 2 tiles. You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. Okay. I think this guy, not this guy, this guy is going to have his death go to, I'm going to say Kyle. Kyle's the candidate for this one. Equip the Steel Lance. EPHRAIM already has a Vulnerary. Okay, that should be fine then. We'll just use that one here. Shouldn't need to throw an Elixir on him yet. 16 HP is a perfectly reasonable amount. Just going to move Orson into this little hole at the top. Nudge Ford forward as well. Ford forward. Forward forward. Kyle maybe double here? No, these soldiers are normally very slow, so always optimistic that we might get a chance to double. If this goes wrong, we have answers. But it did not. Kyle did not let us down, and we pick up the kill and take the level up. Hopefully it's quite a decent one. Strength? Okay. Missing speed and defense kind of sucks, but we hit everything else, so it's okay. It's not the worst. Another enemy here that's, like, only... You know, he's got a unique tile he can hit, so I think we'll go back to EPHRAIM on that one, to be honest. What's your attack? 17? I think EPHRAIM takes 10 from that, yeah. And just to check, you don't reach that? No. Okay, good. Actually... Just checking these enemies back here to make sure we don't see, like, Eclipse or something. Okay, and I think we can Steel Lance this guy. The soldier should be no match for EPHRAIM. Ignore the voice crack. You didn't hear it. It never happened. Okay, good. It should be a double. EPHRAIM has a decent chunk of speed, and indeed, it is. Okay. I think that's actually another unique tile, and it is. To the right of EPHRAIM, that Cavalier is the only one reaching one, and all he has is an iron sword. Now, I don't think I need to check this, but yeah, 14 will kill EPHRAIM now. Although very barely, to be fair, but if we pop a Vulnerary on him, we should be more than good. And that is looking like another EPHRAIM kill. Actually, we're in range of this guy as well, on a unique tile here. If Kyle was to soak that up, just to check... Oh, he's got a heavy spear. That's only good against knights, but I would like to... we can actually check the damage numbers just naturally. And yeah, Kyle is fine against that. That's actually a very good fight for Kyle, so, well, we're going to take it. Kyle and EPHRAIM getting XP here is a very good thing. The big difference is we actually have the Awesome button still that we can push if we need to. That's very good. We can decide what to do with the Knight's Crest when we see the, like, him and Franz side by side on Chapter 8. Providing Franz makes it to that point, which he hopefully will. Be disappointed if he didn't. Although Chapter 6 last time was, well, dreadful for us, so hopefully it isn't this time. Okay, that's a very good level up. Strength and speed going up with skill, luck, and HP to boot. Yeah, cannot complain about that one at all. Very nice indeed. And despite this guy having a poison sword, I think EPHRAIM is still perfectly fine to take him on. He only has 12 attack. And we can then swing into him with a Regen Leaf. The poison eating away at our HP would be very unfortunate, but hopefully it, well, it just proves not to be a problem. To be honest, I'm just sort of hoping and praying. That guy only has a fire, nothing to worry about. There's another heavy spear down there, but those have proven to be pretty weak. I missed that elixir on this side last time, and to be honest, I would quite like it. An extra elixir is, I mean, it doesn't sound particularly important, but trust me when I say, well, healing items, especially, you know, ones of elixir strength, are very important in this run. I don't like the fact that Orson is holding so much stuff, purely because if he dies, we just lose it. There's not much I can really do about it. I'm tempted to try and bait out this Shaman. What does he do to Kyle? He's got 14 attack. Kyle's got 2 resistance, so Kyle would actually take 12. But would he double? 7 speed? 6 speed? Flux is quite heavy, right? So he's down to 4. Well, no. He doesn't double. We don't get doubled, of course, providing we actually equip the Javelin. Although Ford would double him. Maybe that's some Ford experience. He should be capable of tackling that person. Oh, he's only got 9 con. He doesn't actually fully offset the Javelin's weight. Who has the Javelin? Oh, it's EPHRAIM. I thought it was Awesome. It doesn't offset it, so he still doesn't double. Huh. That's a shame. Probably just going to give this over to Kyle in that case, then. Didn't equip the Javelin. Okay, we'll just pause it there and wait for next turn. EPHRAIM deals with his opponent there very comfortably. Okay. I mean, we could always just go down and just throw the Javelin at him just to check. Not to actually do this, but to check the damages. And it looks like he is perfectly fine to do that, so... yeah, we can do that and snatch that kill with somebody else. Just check there's no short spears or anything on any of these guys. We don't want to get sniped out over the wall. Despite having more units available to us, I'm still very, very nervous about this chapter. I think it's just because, like, if something went wrong here, we have the least amount of tools to bail us out after the fact. Dark magic animations take so long that I always think they're critting, even when they, like, don't have the chance to crit. Okay, that's a good hit there from Kyle. And hopefully EPHRAIM can... not the most guaranteed of hits. That is actually very much more comfortable, despite the fact Kyle is on low health. The Iron Sword providing the extra accuracy there is much more reassuring. Okay. So, we do have some mages over here that we could potentially deal with over the wall, or we could spare them for later. to be frank, when it comes to mages, I'm happy to break out the awesome big guns, I think. What do you have in terms of... Oh, you only have 8 attack. Light magic is so weak that it's not actually a threat. Actually, you also only have 6 speed. Hang on a second, then. No, we don't double, unfortunately. The javelin weighs us down slightly, but... we can actually take 2 of those and be fine. So, I'm just going to get rid of this guy. Miss. Damn. Didn't actually check, but this Dark Mage isn't in range, right? No. Okay. Okay, so we should be good to just carry that on there. And then just slowly advance down with Orson and Ford. Miss. Damn. Probably going to be an elixir on EPHRAIM before this... well, before the next combat with him. 14 HP is a little bit sketchy. And to be honest, I think Kyle might use one himself here. Where are all our elixirs? Ford has one that's 2 out of 3. Orson has one that's 3 out of 3. Okay, I'm going to go for the Orson one on EPHRAIM. Actually, do you just have an Iron Axe? I think that might be a Kyle kill. And we'll send this elixir down to 1 out of 3, but Kyle should be able to handle that with his Iron Sword without too many issues. Weirdly enough, the fighter is actually slightly faster than Kyle, which is not ideal, but, you know. Yeah, and then we'll throw an elixir at him here. Cool. Again, just slightly advance forward with Ford. Keep him nice and safe. Annoyingly, this guy does not die in 2 rounds of combat, but we can afford to take a couple with him. As Kyle levels up, gains strength again. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I'm just going to go for another round of combat with this guy, I think. There's no chance of him critting me, so even if he hits both, we still live on 6 HP, which is fine. Okay, he does actually take that hit, but Kyle will strike back and finish him off. Good. Okay, now who's next? This archer, I think. Who has the javelin currently? EPHRAIM? Who actually has the most defense on this team? It's probably Kyle, right? At 9. Apart from Orson. Yeah, EPHRAIM's actually got the least. That's quite surprising to me. How much speed does this guy have? 6. Doesn't lose any though, because he's only got a short bow. And whilst EPHRAIM does have 12, he loses 3 of that from his underwhelming con. So he actually has 9, which isn't enough to double. And nobody else has 10 other than Orson. Okay, I think we'll just let EPHRAIM tank it anyway. Just throw a javelin back at him. He's on full HP, so shouldn't be in any danger of dying. Oh, he's crit! Okay. Even with the crit, EPHRAIM still lives comfortably, but that's a fear we didn't need there. I think Kyle might take the kill, honestly. It's just more reliable with the Iron Sword, isn't it? Good job. Okay. Well, we faced some very slim crit chance with the short bow there, but fortunately the reason it has that crit chance is because it's so weak. Ford doesn't actually offset the weight of the steel sword. It's a little bit embarrassing for the guy, honestly. Okay, I think this axe user's next, and I am going to use Ford to deal with that problem. I'm just going to vulnerary up EPHRAIM. Just let him make all the use of that he needs to. We do still have some elixirs on the board, so it's definitely not the end of the world. Good. Okay, no kill there, unfortunately, but we should be okay to finish that guy off. Has Kyle got D swords, by the way? He has, so he can use the steel sword if we wanted him to. That's good to know. Actually, it's got 5 might. It's got 8. We're going to. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that's a very likely chance to kill, and if it doesn't, we've still got the awesome button to press, and that's the big difference here. We can afford to make plays like that because we have the J-gun there to bail us out if we need it. Gains HP and strength, just HP and strength, but it's not a... He's doing okay in the strength department. I just wish he was a bit quicker, but to be honest, I'm saying the exact same thing about Franz when we use him. 12 attack from this guy. He has 3 crits, but assuming EPHRAIM can offset that. Okay, 12 attack. 2 res, so EPHRAIM will take 10. I think I'm okay with EPHRAIM taking 10 there. Just before we do that, let's just check his speed. 7. Okay, yeah, that's fine. EPHRAIM won't be doubling him, but he won't be getting doubled himself, and that's the important part. Yeah, so EPHRAIM takes 10. And yeah, he does offset that crit chance. Oh, unfortunate miss. Could have done without that, to be honest. Fortunately, we can melee this guy without aggravating that, that armor knight up there, but we don't have a great candidate for this kill. I mean, EPHRAIM could do it with the Regin Leaf. The problem is that he dies on the counter-attack. This might just be an Orson. I mean, we could duo it with Kyle and Ford, I suppose. That is an option. I think either way, EPHRAIM wants to get out of there, so we could let's open that option up to ourselves, I suppose, and see what happens. We do also have the Killer Lance. If we wanted to try making use of that, see if we can bag ourselves a crit, and should it go wrong, we throw a javelin at him, and should that go wrong, we finish it with Orson. I quite like that option, actually. I am going to take it. Okay, no crit, unfortunately. But we can go with the Kyle Javelin play. Yeah, and should this miss, we've got the Awesome button should we need it. Rather than resorting straight to Awesome, we can give this XP to people who need it. Such as Kyle over there, which is pretty solid, to be honest. Now, the only problem is we spent a sizable chunk of HP on that. Just out of interest, you have 12 defense and 24 HP. Equip your Steel Lance temporarily for me. You have 25 attack. So that'd be 13 times 2. No, you still kill. I was hoping we could find a way to, like, get this guy to come out with Awesome, but unfortunately not. But not a big deal. Not a big deal at all, actually. Because I think that is just going to end up being an EPHRAIM kill, which is fine. Regin Leaf just does such a good job of dispatching those guys. And yeah, I think we will spend an elixir on that one as well. Equip the Regin Leaf, use the elixir. And that should take care of that pretty handily. Can use a vulnerary here as well. Just get Kyle back up to a point where he's, well, in a good spot, to be honest. I'm just going to send him down here. Just because it puts him in a decent spot to deal with this guy next turn, and I wasn't quite sure what his range was. Heavy Spear is a little worrying, but I think it's worth clearing out these enemies to get that extra elixir. Fact. That's not in this Armor Knight's range. Okay, so this should be a simple kill for EPHRAIM. Disappointing that that hit, but no matter, really. Healable by a Vulnerary if we need to. It's an awful level up. Just not any important stats. The important stats are strength, speed, and defense. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not bad to pick up skill or HP or things like that, but it's not what we're looking for is the issue. Just move Kyle around there to take this kill on this heavy spear guy. Has to firm the hit, but should do a reasonably good job, and should be able to double thanks to the weight of the heavy spear, and does indeed. Now, let's look at drawing out some of the guys in the throne room. EPHRAIM still has 7 defense. This guy's 17 attack, so EPHRAIM only takes 10. There's no way EPHRAIM gets doubled. We don't even need to check that. So that should be a fine hit for EPHRAIM to take, and a fine kill for EPHRAIM to take, for that matter. Ah, now this guy's actually... Okay, I thought the archer would be able to come further down, but he actually can't. So Kyle is actually fine to go and sweep that guy out. Cool. Just run a quick damage check, make sure nothing suspicious is going on there. 18 versus 9. Yeah, Kyle's fine. I wish we had some Iron Lancers just so that they weren't all weighed down. It's a little frustrating to have to deal with constantly. Use Orson to bring this archer down so that we can kill him next turn. And then we'll keep forward by EPHRAIM just in case anything goes awry over here, where we need a bailout. But no, EPHRAIM should be fine. Gets the double, picks up the kill. Very good stuff from the guy. If Orson has to kill this archer just to make things easier, I'm fine with that. We've got most of this XP on the people who we need it on anyway. Okay. He doesn't have any healing items on him. I was thinking these pair are a little bit low. Yeah, just gonna throw javelins at this guy and hope he dies. Good. Didn't want to chance the steel lance missing and Kyle biting the dust a bit early. That's a good level up, strength and speed, along with HP. Yeah, you know what, Orson, do you have space in your inventory? You do. Okay, cool. Yeah, Orson, just do the honors on that one, please. Cool. And we get that extra elixir, which is really, really huge. I'm just gonna use Kyle here to ferry a Vulnerary over, just for EPHRAIM'S benefit. Oh, he still has an elixir. Oh, okay, let's speed all this process up then and just use it. I'm assuming that Dark Mage doesn't reach that tile. No, he doesn't. Okay, cool. That should hopefully be another EPHRAIM kill on this soldier. EPHRAIM and Kyle have absolutely loved life on this chapter, I've got to be honest. They have, yeah, farmed their little butts off. As for who the boss kill is going to, I am not sure. I haven't decided yet. Now, EPHRAIM should juggle this guy even with a javelin if I'm not mistaken, so I'm gonna try and take that option. The only criteria really here is we need to trade Orson's items onto other people. If we have to let a steel lance go or something, like, I'll be honest, I'm not bothered. But, yeah, ideally we can take the silver sword with us at the very least, as EPHRAIM picks up another kill for himself there. And another level up. Very, very nice. Okay, okay. Again, not great, but strength is going up very comfortably, and that is good. Just out of interest, how does that look? It's not the worst, to be fair. Like, if we had to take that, I'm not... If that's what we have to deal with. I don't know, let's make sure we trade off this elixir at the very least. Ford probably isn't going to be touching the boss. He doesn't have a massive amount he can do to it. How does Kyle fare? I know he's injured at the minute, but not great. I think this is honestly just going to be EPHRAIM killing him. And we can just trade Orson's stuff off. Now let's just check these numbers again before we... Okay, so he doesn't have any crit chance. I am absolutely fine to just use Regen Leaf here. Does Ford still have a vulnerary? He does. I'm just going to trade that over to EPHRAIM so we don't have to worry about it in a second. Yeah, and I'm absolutely fine to use Regen Leaf here. That isn't a concern at all. Go away. Zonta. Could have dodged, EPHRAIM. Not you. Okay. Just pop a vulnerary here, and he's completely fine to take another one of those if it does hit again, indeed. Who has the javelin? Do it. Well. I was just hoping to push him down so he would die on this counterattack. Well, he does heal from the throne anyway. Really? That hit again? Okay. Gonna have to change our approach here, because if EPHRAIM takes another hit, he does in fact die. Could use an elixir, seems like a bit of a waste, but maybe it is the answer. It's the easy answer, isn't it? Okay. Cool. Zonta, please die. All we need is one of these attacks to hit him, so... All three of these attacks have hit EPHRAIM. Okay, good. Yes, you were merely a pawn. A very annoying pawn, though, it must be said, as EPHRAIM does level up. Hopefully it's another good one for him. HP and luck. Not really, but... Okay. Kyle's at least in a pretty okay spot. We'll have to compare him to Franz in a few chapters' time, but... Well, that wraps up Chapter 5X. So next time, we are back for... Chapter 6, the one that caused us so many issues in the first attempt of this run. The one that we saw our first deaths in. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, so we will find out next time. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you all soon. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and thank you to everyone who backs the channel over on Patreon. Really helps me out a lot, so thank you very much for that. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you all soon.